Welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast, guys. Welcome back. It's like the midnight vibes. I mean, it's like we're having the midnight vibes. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Whenever you watch this video, you're much appreciated. Much love. Big up to all the people in the chat. I just want to big you, to send shout outs on to George, Ahmed, Iskanas, Squadites, Binu, Nathaniel. Big up guys. I'm sorry I'm late, but I'll make sure tomorrow I'm not late. I had to take a shower and take some rest. It was a long video of the match preview, but anyway, I'm here. This is a video I never wanted. This is a video I never wanted to do tomorrow. I wanted to do it today. Today, or yesterday, because now it's midnight. The Arsenal board held a board meeting. The Arsenal management held a board meeting, and what we were basically looking at is we either sack Mikel Arteta, or we come up with a decision to back him up. That was that was the motive. That was the motive of the meeting. We either sack Arteta or back him up. And there have been so many reports of the results coming out of there. Mikel Arteta is not going to be sacked. That has been confirmed. And everybody actually now knows that Arteta is not going to get sacked because the board meeting had a consensus and they did agree that it's not going to be time to sack Mikel Arteta. However much we are in 15th, however much we have gone so many games without winning, the solution is not to sack the manager. So the board concluded that Mikel Arteta is going to be backed in January transfer window with the players he wants, with the transfers he wants. So it looks like Stan Kroenke would spend in the January transfer window. But my concern is not the board meeting. My concern is how long have we had the tales? How long have the bells rung that Arsenal is going to spend? That is where that's where the discussion is today, and I'll have a couple of people on because so many people have been waiting out there. So I'll not take a lot of time without inviting them today. I'll invite them very soon. I'll invite them, and they'll come and join me on the show today to discuss their mind. So the board says Kroenke is going to back Mikel Arteta in the January transfer window because they are not going to sack him. So they need to back him up. Will they back him up? I mean, it's a big question. Will they back him up? Before I bring on my panel, the question is, how long have we had Arsenal, the board, be excited? What's like be excited? For how long have we had these phrases? For how long have we had the Arsenal has been given 50 million, 60, 100, 200 million to spend every window? These stories never end. They are back again. Do they hold some water this time because we are in them 15th, or it's the same old story? That's what we're going to be looking at. So basically, it's not a transfer update like you would think about it. It's not a transfer update. Is he going to buy Aouar? Because I said, is Kroenke going to buy Aouar? Because it looks like Mikel Arteta wants Aouar. And if there is going to be any backing, you're going to give him Houssem Aouar. Are they going to give him Houssem Aouar? How are they going to do that? And is the club, do they have the muscle? Do they have the muscle to get in Houssem Aouar? Big questions. Midnight vibes. Big up everybody in the chat. Let me just get the boys on. Because obviously here we go.
Cozy.
Yes, please.
When I read out this stat, you see my avatar. You see my avatar. Your face will look like that. You see Aubameyang. Your face will look like this. I can't believe I can't believe what's going. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. It says in 34 games, Mikel Arteta has only won 13. He's drawn 9 and he's lost 12.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he hasn't even. If you divide 34 by 2, it's what I'm too lazy to do the math, but what is it 17 or whatever? He hasn't even won half of his games. His first 34 Premier League games.
Yeah.
I know this is a bit off topic, but if you look at Unai Emery, he's won 20 of his first 34, drawn 6, lost 8 with a 25 goal difference.
Yeah.
25. I can't believe they're still giving this guy time. He's literally our worst manager in our Premier League history, and one of our worst managers in our history of a football club.
Yeah. Yeah. He is.
Listen, all these stories come out about, oh, they're gonna back him. Oh, we're gonna give him funds. They came out with the same exact PR bullshit last season. What players did we bring in? We brought in Dennis Suarez, who wasn't even good enough for Southampton, and we brought in Pablo Mari, who never even played a competitive game in Europe before because he's not good enough. So, and they both came in on loan. It's not like we bought them. This club comes out with PR nonsense every single year.
Exactly.
So this story that you're doing, I think it's BS. Just like everything else this club comes out with. And listen, I'll be shocked if we do anything in January. Well, we're finished.
Actually, you know, my concern is not really it's not whether we are going to spend big, or my concern is not whether Arsenal want to spend big or something. My concern is if they're saying they're going to back Mikel Arteta, they're going to spend big. Is this the first time the club has said they're going to spend big? Is it the first time? You know, is it the first time we have had that Kroenke is gonna open up his bank account, but open up his wallet? Is it the first time? It's not the first time.
Cozy.
Yeah.
Listen, if I don't care what Kroenke does, because we've already spent money. We spent money. Yeah. It's about the people who are spending the money. Who are the people that are scouting these players? Who are the people? Because I can give you $10 to go send you to the shop and go buy something. If you can't find the right thing to buy for me, then what's the whole point of me giving you the money? If I'm gonna give you the money and you're spending it on crap players, bringing in players that no one's even heard of, what's the point? If I'm Kroenke, I'm not giving anybody money. I mean, what's the point? And you're gonna give money to a manager who hasn't even won half of his first 34 games in the league. He hasn't even won half of it. Cause you're laughing. This is a serious thing. He hasn't even won half of his first 30.
Yeah, man.
If you're gonna be a bad coach, at least win half of your games, and the other half let it be draws and losses. He hasn't even won half of his games, Cozy. Not half. So how are you gonna back a manager that can't even work with the squad he has? You're gonna give him more money? No. It can't happen. It can't happen. They have to sack him before January. Because we have Chelsea, we have Man City, we have Brighton that can easily beat us. We have. I can't believe this. This is shocking. Some of the stats I saw today is shocking, man.
It is shocking, brother. It is shocking. So, being welcome aboard, is Ghana's welcome aboard as well.
Yeah, big up, bros.
Yeah, guys. I think now the topic is well, late. Stan Kroenke, the board, and whoever, they say they are behind Mikel Arteta. They're saying they're going to back him up. They're saying they're not going to sack him come January. They're going to give him more money to spend on his squad and spend on wherever, kind of reinforcements. Do you, he wants. Do you believe this? Do you believe these stories? Because everybody, almost every credible channel has done this story before I produced it, and I loved it. But do you believe this story? Do you believe we are going to see a different window? Bino.
I personally think not, because remember last time when this Josh Kroenke said be excited, what is there to excite? Yeah. And the thing is, if they are giving money, I'm 100% sure they will just give 60 million, 50 million. They won't give more than that. If they want to do a proper rebuild, do like Chelsea, how they did, 250 million, do a proper rebuild. Or else, this is from one window they're giving 50, another window 50. Either do everything in one rebuild, or or just wait for an year and do an or just support the money, or just change the manager, so that if you change the manager, you can get at least the garbage players, you can get something of it. And the thing is, I'm 100% sure they won't give more. They won't spend more than 60 million. If they spend more than, I will be surprised, because I don't think, because the past few years, when the last top quality we signed in January was the world class player Aubameyang. That was our last quality signing. We haven't signed any top class player in January.
Partey.
No, Partey we signed on summer. I'm saying on January.
Oh, in January. Oh.
Yeah. So, do you think like any world class or like any quality player would come January in the mid season? Now, first of all, I want to ask whether Aouar will come here. We are sitting 15th in the league, and okay, you can pay his wages, and you can attract him. But do you think he will leave? He will leave from the Lyon category, who is producing a lot of talents, and come in the Premier League with us 15 in the table? And second of all, okay, they are giving the money, and the money it will be, as Nathaniel said, it will be spent on useless players. Maybe like another Grand Xhaka. I think they have to fire the scouting first. I don't know who is scouting these players like Xhaka, Mustafi, Kolasinac. Who are scouting these players? These are the scoutings. They should be fired first.
Leave it.
Yes, bro.
I would absolutely agree. I would absolutely agree. I absolutely agree.
Yeah, but the thing is, how can we attract players? Who wants to play at Arsenal right now? Because if you look at the team, we're not in a good position in the table. We don't have a coach we don't have a coach that has a proper, like, nobody knows who Mikel Arteta is. Unless you're an Everton fan or Arsenal, you don't know who he is. Like, come on, let's be real. Who can we actually attract? Like, I mean, what can we do?
I just checked the French.
As that Gunners, this goes to you. We back him, we sack him. It's no longer the talk. The talk is we have decided to back him in January. What kind of January transfer summer do you think would be? How do you envision the January transfer summer? You would say, he has been backed. The team has been backed. I mean, what would it do? What would it look like for us to say that the manager has been back this January?
I think he would be given money, but not a lot. I'm saying less than 50, around 50 million. And even if we get a lot of money, I don't think we're buying any players, because, say for example, Aouar, I just checked the League One table and Lyon are second. We're 15th. What's going to attract him? So I don't think we're going to be able to attract many players, even if we do have the money.
Yeah, you understand, but there are times when you think like the man, and this is a time when you think Arsenal is going to decide whether they are backing Mikel Arteta. This is a perfect timing for me. It's a time when they're going to, it's a time that's going to show, are they really behind their manager? Are they really behind their man? Because no one now wants to play at the football club. If they are really behind this manager, they're going to take more than it takes. Pay big wages to people who are coming in, for example. And of course, if Aouar is coming and you are going to give him 120k last summer, this time you're going to give him around 200k, just to attract him. I think that's the way. It's going to be all about money. I think it's going to be all about money, because I've seen clubs do that. You're not attractive, but give a player a better deal. I think we need to give players better deals, but are we in any position to give these players better deals? This is where HJ90 comes in. Big up, HJ. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, bro. I think in terms of few points here in the January window, I think if they are thinking about keeping Arteta now, you have to back him. Simple as that. Because if you're going to keep this manager, you have to back him. You have to give him the funds. You have to give him whatever he wants and back the manager. Because if you don't back him, we'll be in a serious relegation scrap. And in terms of if we have the money, we have money. This club has money. We were told last summer, pandemic, and then on deadline day, we pay 45 million for Thomas Partey straight up. We have money.
Actually, the reason as to why I wrote that headline, Kroenke, it was like a question, Kroenke to buy Aouar, because the Athletic reported that it was Kroenke who paid that 45 million.
No.
It was
lying. 45 million has not come out of Kroenke's pocket. In our
That
reserves,
bank account, that is what they wrote.
200 million. Athletic are saying wrong. They're chatting absolute BS. In our bank accounts, in our reserves, 250 million pounds are sitting there. That's not Kroenke's money. We paid parties release clause from that. This club has money. And if we want to go and spend, all we have to do is take it out of that reserve. But will we spend that money? I don't know. Because will the board look at it and say, oh, do we want to back this manager really? Because, let's say if he's not doing, if he loses these next games, if he loses to Man City, gets slapped by Chelsea, gets slapped by Brighton, do you still give him the January window? Because the board will have doubt. Oh, do we back him enough because he's not doing well? You either keep the manager, you either back him or sack him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that decision has to be made in the next week. Because if you don't, then we're going to be in a very bad position because the club doesn't know where they're going and how they're going.
So Arteta's been backed.
Yeah,
I think he's been backed. He's gotten rid of the players. He's gotten rid of the players he don't want, like Guendouzi. He's been off. He binned off Ozil, his choice that he said it's his choice. So then I'll say he got backed. He's killing off the young players he doesn't want, like Saliba. He don't fancy him, so he's killed him off. He's gotten Cedric Suarez, Pablo Marie. He begged his boyfriend Hector Bellerin to stay. He's begged David Luiz to sign a new contract. He's offered Mustafi a new contract, Aubameyang a new contract. Who else? Saka, Martinelli new contract. He's brought in Gabriel, Partey.
I agree with all that, but I think in terms of the decisions, he's been backed. In terms of the recruitment, he's not been backed. In the summer, I gave it a 5 out of 10 window. It wasn't good enough.
Yeah, but
because we didn't get the creative spark we needed. We didn't solve all our problems. And we didn't
because
get
I think everyone heard the news like Arteta wanted Aouar, but the board gave him Partey. So I think he really needed that creative midfielder. Even he knew like. If he can't play Ozil, I don't know. Ozil, I don't think so. It's Arteta's decision. I think so. It's a board decision.
That's cool, but this is what I say. He's not experienced because for years and years and years, Pochettino did not get the players he wanted. But guess what? Most of the time, they're always in top 4. Why? Because he's a proper manager. Look at the team. If you give this team Pochettino, he would say, you know what? This team is shit. But he would get us in the top 6 comfortably. Add a couple more players to it, then all right, then we're talking. But if you can't even work with the tools you have now, why would we go and waste more money on a manager who has no clue? I don't even think he even knows what day it is. Yeah. Why would you give him more money?
It's not our decision. It's the board's decision. The board will sack him. The board will get rid of him. Kroenke is not putting any pressure on them. He only cares about if he's not losing money.
Yeah, no.
If the board decide they're gonna keep him, then you back him. Because let's say if they say whatever happens, we lose the next 3 games, he stays till January. Let's say that's not in our control. Now, if the board do that, they have to back him. Whatever he wants, you give it to him. Because if you don't, we'll be in a serious relegation battle.
Yeah, that's why I say we're fucked. That's why I say we're fucked as a football club.
The question is, what does the word backing mean? Because I don't want us to go out there, sign 2 players that, one from Czech Republic and the other from Slovenia. We bring them up, and one is 18-year-old and the other is 22-year-old, and then we say he has been backed. So
backing sometimes.
What is the sense? What's the sense of the word backing now?
Backing doesn't mean go out and spell
whatever problems are you
million. Like sometimes backing doesn't mean go out and go buy the Messi or go buy the most expensive player. Backing means go buy a player that fits my system. It doesn't matter if the player's 2 million. It doesn't matter if the player's 29,000, flipping 100 billion. It doesn't matter. If you get a player that fits the system, but what is the system? We haven't seen any signs of a proper system. So I'm saying
backing is what the manager wants.
If you're gonna bring a 23 or 22-year-old midfielder who for some reason people think is a number 10. He is not a number 10. He's nowhere near a number 10. He is a central midfielder. So you're gonna play a central midfielder, and what? He's gonna magically turn into Kevin De Bruyne. Is that what we're pinning our hopes on?
Exactly, that's the thing. What's the guarantee Aouar will come in and do brilliant for us? What if he comes in flop?
Yeah, he's not a number 10. He's number 8. Yes, we know. If you are buying a number 8, you have to buy a number 10 too. Like
Exactly.
next to
We're
Aouar.
not gonna do that. So what's
I
the
want
point?
Aouar with Ericsson. I want Aouar
You might
with
as well
Ericsson.
just turn it in, bro. Turn it in and just get relegated. Might as well just do that because what's the point? Cozy, what is the point? We sit here, we come in, we show passion every day. We come on streams, we talk about what we want to say to the football club. These owners don't care. The manager is comfortable. They don't care. They don't care as long as they get the little bit of money. And I don't think we'll get relegated. I think that's a bit too much. But we're not going anywhere as a football.
No team's too big to get relegated. Remember the Leeds team in 2003 or 4?
I know. Listen, AJ, I know
That was a Champions League team that got relegated.
I mean, if we lose at the weekend against Chelsea, then I'll say, okay, maybe there's a chance
We're getting slapped to Chelsea.
No,
We're
listen,
getting slapped.
You can't add in more players if there's no system in place for them. Because you're just gonna come in, you're gonna hang them out to dry.
Yeah. Okay. Think of it this way. If you go into January and don't back the manager, what do you expect? If nothing's gonna change, what do you expect to change?
Again. Look, if we go out in January and we sign, for example, 2 quality players, and Mikel Arteta doesn't change the results, because for me, I don't see him as a manager who has a plan B, a plan C. I see him as a manager who has one thing, and now he's looking for excuses. I want to play 4-3-3. I don't have the players to play 4-3-3. What? You give him 2 players, because no team is going to give you 6-7 players in January transfer window. Even if it were in the summer, there are very few clubs that are going to give you 7 players. So if we go out there in January and he doesn't perform, then what next? We're going to bring in a manager who says, no, I don't. These players are not my players. Yeah. So aren't we in the same, old crap? So that means if we are staying with Mikel Arteta and they're saying they're backing up, it's until the end of the season. Whether we finish 15th, 14th, 12th, I think it's going to be Mikel Arteta.
What fuck?
Yeah.
This is why anyway, sack the manager now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But look, he said he wants to play a 4-3-3. And he says for him to do that, he's short of 5-6 players. 5 short, he's short of 5-6 good players who can use in a 4-3-3. And now they're saying they're gonna back him. Do you think they're gonna give him 3 or 4 players this January?
No.
It's all PR.
Only 2. I am a maximum sure only maximum 2 players they will give. Maybe in the region of 50 or 60 million, like total. I don't think it won't be more than that. I'm sure about that.
I won't be surprised if we get Aouar. I think we could.
We could get Aouar.
Yeah, but you can't pin your hopes on him.
Yeah, that's why we can get Aouar only because like wages, like we can provide him good wages. That's it.
But convincing him will be difficult.
And the European football, because this year Lyon is not there in the European football, so like we can get like according to that we can somehow get like that. Otherwise, I don't think there is no chance. Why would he leave Lyon and come Arsenal? If Lyon was in Champions League right now, I don't think so he will come.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. Like if they want to do a rebuild, if like they want to do the rebuild, like this summer they should have done the rebuild. Like they should have completely like how Chelsea did like that. If it was summer, like after we won the Community Shield, and if we were like attracting Aouar, and if we were paying the money, he would surely come. And if we were like paying Szoboszlai release clause, he would have surely come. But the thing is, like we are in this stage. That's the main reason why these players are rejecting us.
And the question goes away from there. I did a story. I think I got it from One Football, and I did it here. Did we discuss it with you guys? I think we did. When they were reporting that Mikel Arteta says he wants 3 midfielders this January transfer window. 3 midfielders this January transfer window. And I was like, that is a little bit too much. They were talking about Isco. They're talking about Isco, Fabio Vieira, and obviously how Aouar. And I was like, is this realistic? Fabio Vieira is 27 million. Isco could be a loan deal, which I agree. It could be a loan deal. And then Houssem Aouar, obviously the 40-50 million that he has been that has been reported. But if we give him three players, is there a tremendous change? Would we see a tremendous change?
Three midfielders to do what? I don't understand why three midfielders. Like,
I don't know.
Where's Partey gonna play?
I don't know, because
where's Ceballos? Where's bringing in three midfielders? Just bringing in. Are we Man City? Just bring in a bunch of players just to sit on the bench.
Yeah, like if he wants three midfielders, at least he had to sell 6 players. Yeah, that's what I'm one of the main things I want to discuss about. Like how can we sell the players? We are on ridiculous wages. Like how can we sell this much players and bring this 2 or 3 midfielders? If you are bringing at least okay, example like Aouar, we have to sell 3 players to get 1 player.
So Aouar's not homegrown, so we have to do that. He's not homegrown, so we're gonna have to sell what?
Yeah,
3
because
players or something.
Currently
yeah, that's exactly.
We have 2 players out of the squad, so that means you have to get rid of 2 players and 3 others. You need to get rid of 5 players in January, which looks very hard as well.
Yeah, that's right. Because like due to our wages, I don't think so. Any club will offer them the same wages as us. So like they will probably cancel it. I think one of the main reasons like Socrates is not in the squad. I think so he didn't took that wage cut. Remember like when the players had to take the wage cut for 55 staff. So I think so Socrates was one of the main thing like who didn't take the wage cut. That's why he's not in the squad.
Yeah, but Life Gunatev, welcome aboard, brother.
What's up, my bro? What's up?
Nah, nothing, bro. What are your thoughts on these statements? Be excited, and then some time after, be excited doesn't work. They say we are going to back Mikel Arteta. What are your thoughts? Are they trolling with us again? Are they playing with our emotions? Are they serious this time?
They're liars, bro. They're liars. Because why didn't they back him in the summer when we had all the momentum? Like we seriously had some momentum in the summer. So why all of a sudden when their backs are against the wall, they are going to back him? Why didn't they do that in the summer? They're just liars, bro. And even if they back him, the recruitment is somewhat shaky, very shaky, bro. So I don't think they're going to back him. Maybe they're going to get one or 2 players, but who is going to come at the club right now? I think our expectations should drop, and the recruitment needs to improve. I know with a lot of Arsenal fans, once the signing isn't some big player signing, it's going to be a big fuss. But I seriously think we should look at clubs near us in the table and take their best players, because I'm looking at a player like Pereira from West Brom. He has quality, and they are good players from mid-table teams that we could take. They told us that we're going to be the next Bayern Munich, but I don't see us doing anything that Bayern Munich do. The main thing they do that makes them a great team in their league is that they take the best players from most of the mid-table teams in the German league and add it to their squad. Like, they have Goretzka who came from Schalke, and they have Pavard who came from Stuttgart. This is something that Liverpool do, and they're very successful. They got Robertson for cheap and Wijnaldum for like 5 million. So I think at the moment we should do the same, because Hasimar ain't going to come at Arsenal, bro. Isco, I'm not. Maybe he'll come, seeing as if Zidane doesn't want to use him anymore. He's clearly out of favor. We should probably latch on to him, and also we should buy players from big clubs that aren't getting any game time. Because I'm looking at a player like Loftus Cheek. He will do well for us, better than some of our midfielders. So I think that should be the strategy. But most of our board aren't footballing minds, bro. It's probably only Edu. And so basically most of the board and the owner, they don't care about football. They just want the money. And the only footballing person on that board is Edu. So I'm just seeing us sinking more and more, because it's just a madness from top to bottom. And the fact that they plan to keep Arteta with his man management skills clearly shocking. clearly shocking because I'm expecting to see man like William start on Wednesday. If they plan to keep him after all that, I'm just seeing things getting worse. And West Brom got some Allardyce to boost their relegation fight. Fulham, they're sinking in the league, so they're getting better and better. And who else is around Brighton? Brighton is going to pick up points. I'm honestly fearing relegation from like this is serious times, and they're just liars.
Mikel was saying that we have to get, we have to get concerned. We have to get concerned about the relegation. And he said, when you look at the things, the way things are going right now, and the situation around us, we have to get concerned. And I was like, you're telling us to get concerned about getting relegated? Are you serious? Are you damn serious?
Right.
You're telling us to get
Because
concerned about
there's a 50% chance we can get relegated.
Yeah, the chance is there.
It's a 50%. I'm saying that because I don't know if you saw the press conference. He's saying last year we had a 60% chance of being of losing to. I said,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
I said there's a 100% chance that you're an idiot and you need to get sacked.
Yeah, man. I saw that crap.
What's he talking about?
Before that, there are rumors that Edu could be heading out. I mean, there were some rumors that he has headed out and so on, but I tried to verify that, and it wasn't true. None of the official accounts actually said Edu was sacked, so he's still sporting director. But do you think Edu could leave before Mikel Arteta, guys?
Yeah, possibly.
After those comments, he needs to leave immediately.
Yeah, after that William comments, that's enough for him to get the sack.
Yes, he should have been sacked already. But the fact that the board coming out saying that they're confident and going to back him, that's worrying. Fam. Worrying that we had high hopes for Arteta, it hasn't worked out. So you need to be proactive. That is the thing about Arsenal, from the players, the manager, and the board go right up. We aren't proactive, we're reactive. And that has been killing us for years, man.
Yeah, and
So
the one more thing I have to say is like if you're buying the players, like buy the players like who are from the Premier League quality. Like for example, it's like Jota. Like when he went to Liverpool, he's a Premier League proven player. We can't say anything about if Aouar comes because Aouar is from the League One. So League One is not that much competitive or like strong league. So we can't say like he will come and change. Maybe like some few players like Bruno Fernandes can change the whole structure, but we can't guarantee every player from there. Other leagues can come here and change the landscape. So that's why, like, if we get a player like from Wolves, Ruben Neves, if we get a player like that, he's a Premier League proven quality player, then it's very good. I would rather spend that 30 million. I think he's like 40 million. I would rather spend 40 million on him rather than Aouar, to be honest.
Yeah, but you guys talk about buying players who aren't starting for like other clubs. I understand that, but you can't compare it to how Liverpool do. Because one thing Liverpool have is a world-class manager. Yeah, so if you're getting a player that's low on confidence, that's just been relegated, but you know how they have the quality. This club does not have the right environment, the right tools, yeah, or the right atmosphere around this club to make a player who's coming from that level improve and fulfill his true potential. If we went out and got somebody like, I don't know, maybe a Podence or Neto, you would absolutely kill him off in the first couple of months, and his confidence would be dead. Yeah, so you can say, oh yes, we should do what Liverpool do, but we don't have the coach to do what Liverpool does. Look at Ronaldo. He's not world class, but he's a very, very, very good midfielder. He's reliable.
look,
But he can't. Arteta cannot turn Ward Prowse into Kevin De Bruyne because he don't know what he's doing. So you can't say, "Oh, let's do what Liverpool do," because we don't have the manager for that.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. But you have a point. You have a point that you remind me of. You talk about Neto, you talk about Podence, you talk about Liverpool, because Neto and Podence are the tomorrow's Jotas. I believe if Chelsea or Liverpool take them on, they're going to be the next Jotas, right? But it seems we are missing a point here. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, or 10 years ago whatsoever, we were able to pick up players like Sami Nasri from Marseille. Still remember? Yeah.
Yeah, we got Robert Pierce from Marseille
Yeah.
too.
We picked up, we picked him from Marseille. We picked up Santi Cazorla from Malaga. Still remember? We picked up Ramsey from Cardiff. We picked up who else? We used to bring in those players that they were coming up, but you feel like they have a future, and most of them actually have not disappointed at Arsenal. I don't think Ramsey was a failure. He wasn't a failure.
He was bang average though. To be fair,
though, yeah, you would say, but right now, if you brought him at the club, definitely better than what you have. Exactly.
Yeah.
So the Cazorlas, the Samuel Nasris, the Chess Fabregas of this world, the Alexander Songblocks, others are not talents of Arsenal Academy, and the way we were recruiting these players, although we sold them off, eventually. What happened to that process? I mean, we are talking about backing, but what happened to that recruitment process? I thought it was, I still think it was the better way. And I think those kind of players still do exist. But maybe our scouting network is dying off.
Yeah, but our chief scout, what's his name? Francis something. We sacked him anyway. So, and also you gotta remember, so it's the latter years, so it's the later years. Arsene Wenger, he started to decline as a manager, so he couldn't really get the best out of some players. Like he said, Alex Song, very, very underrated. Very underrated. You see all those Robert Van Persie goals? Who got the assist for most of them? It was Alex Song, lobbing the ball over the defense. Listen, he was a great player. Bakary Sagna, Sam Nazari, Lauren. He got these players from out of nowhere. You didn't even hear of these players before. But when he took them, he wrapped his arm around. He said, I can turn you world class. Look what he did with Vieira. Who knew who Vieira was? Turned him into the best DM, best box to box. Look at Henry. Yeah, he was at Juventus, stinking the place out. Man. He was a left winger. And he turned him into the best striker in the world. Should have won a ball.
We need to look to the future now. There's no point looking at these things.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm trying to say is that. What I'm trying to say is that we've lost that type of Arsenal that can take players and make them into great, great players. I mean, we can do that with Saka, but Saka has not. Nobody can tell me.
Arsenal Football Club was finished when we knocked down that stadium. Now it's a bunch of flats. That was Arsenal Football Club. This is Arsenal PR. Yeah,
it was.
We're not a football club anymore.
The players that we have now, we can get better out of these players. You see Bukayo Saka. Every day, I keep on saying this every week. He goes out there.
The season, this squad, and I still believe this squad is a top 4 squad, I think.
It's not a top 4, it's top 6 though. It's a top 6 though. I don't think it's top 4. It's a top 6.
Yeah, it's top 6. Yeah, top 6.
It's a top 6 squad. It's a top 6. Top 6 squad. Not actually, it's so much of debate, but to get into the top 6, you'll have to fight with Leicester City. You have to fight with with Everton right now because they have more quality than you do right now.
But
I think
that was my point, because maybe we are looking at spending much, but what about we regress to an older way of doing things that was a little bit more effective? Go back there, go down there to the roots, get those players. They're still there. If you went to Newcastle right now, you're going to get that player who is not 30 million, but is performing. If you're going to, I don't think Lamptey is 30 million. If you went to Brighton, if you went to Norwich, Emi Buendia, he's not 50 million. But I think we have been infiltrated with this disease. We need to spend big. And that's why it looks like we are dying out slowly, because we cannot now afford the quality we want, and we cannot go back to to get the right quality of players. Because for me, Santi Cazorla, I don't right now, you can't convince someone that Santi Cazorla was not a 60 million signing. You can't just convince someone.
Bro, Arsene Wenger got a tune out of Alex Song so much that we were able to sell him to Barcelona. What player can we sell to Barcelona in this current squad? Barcelona would be like, what? Nah, they don't want our players. Because we're not getting the best out of them. I'm not saying when you get the best out of these players, you're going to all of a sudden win the league. What I'm saying is that when you get the best out of these players, we're not going to be 15th in the table. We're going to be 6th, maybe be a couple points off top for a couple points off, the top. This is not a 15th place squad. And this is what I was asking Nolan yesterday, but he was kept on just chatting rubbish. I said, is this team better than 15th? And he comes and say, oh, the players. No, these players, this is a top 6 squad. Yeah, this squad is better on paper, than Southampton and all those other teams. But they play better football than us because they have a system. We don't have a system under this manager. That's why I've been saying he should be sacked for months. There's no system.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you're right.
Bro, a couple years ago, Wolves, they carried in a new manager. They made a plan and followed that process. And in 2 years' time, they came to the Premier League and still continuing that process. They're accomplishing goals. They have a system of buying young Portuguese talents and mixing it with some players from elsewhere. We don't have a process, and we don't have a system, and that is killing Arsenal. We don't have a system at all. We don't have a style of play. So because of that, we don't know which players to buy because the recruitment is trash and the manager doesn't have a system. So we just seem like all over the place. Although relegation is possible, I don't think this squad should be even near relegation. It's better than that if we had a manager.
Burnley lost, they're catching up. Burnley won, sorry, they're catching up.
Yeah, and then another thing is like we can't sell the players. That's the main important thing. Like when did the last time like we sold a player like above 50 million? We sold like last Iwobi for 35 million, which is like a robbery business. But still, like after that, which player did we sell?
I think
it's like
we just have this tendency: you buy a player, but they do not have a resale value. Willian is the last player I know. You can't sell Willian, and the problem is that we put them on big wages, very big wages. One of the reasons why Socrates couldn't leave was because we had to let him go on a free so that he could actually negotiate, with Napoli to get the same exact wages he gets at Arsenal. Very big wages. Kolasinac on very big wages. So you just look at this club and you're like, whoever you bring in, it's a mess. The club is a mess. I don't know how you rebuild. If they are building a project, they've got to clear out everyone, especially in that recruitment process. Making Mikel or any manager, anything better, because look, in the summer, Mikel Arteta is raised to head manager, and now he's part of the recruitment process. That is what they said. That is what his position entails now. They bring in Willian, they bring in these other players, which I think some, partly, part of it worked. Apart from Ceballos and Willian, I think that those were wrong gambles, really wrong gambles. But should a manager be directly involved with what players they want and what players they do not want?
Yeah, because you have to build the team in the manager's image. Like if you look at Wolves, Nuno came in and you say, you know what, I like the English players, but I want Portuguese players because there's no language barrier. They could connect on personal levels because they're from the same country. Even Arsene Wenger bought in, he started seeing French players and French-speaking players, whether like the African French, from France, the Algerian, they all have some kind of connection. And the team, that's what you need. Whether it's all English, whether it's all French, whether it's all Welsh, whatever, they have that connection. I'm not saying that you can't have a team that has different nationalities. What I'm saying is that there has to be some sort of like connection with the players, and the players, our players, they don't look like they're interested. And I think the manager needs to have a say in, like, I feel like Arsene Wenger, he had too much of a say on the players that he wanted. I think that's the part of the reason why he got sacked, and because he had too much power at the end of the day. But that's what made him great, because he was able to bring in the players that he wanted to fit his style and the style of football he wanted to play.
Why I ask that question is, I think of it in a way that whenever you get rid of a manager, you've got to get rid of a whole squad, because then the manager, I thought it should be, in a way, a club has a system, a club has a way of recruitment, a club has a way of play. Like you saw Barcelona over the years, no matter the manager, you could have the same recruitment, you could have the same quality of players, you could just change a manager. But right now, if a new manager came in, they wouldn't want Willian, they wouldn't want Ceballos, but these are Mikel Arteta players, and I think it takes you back to the same old problem. That's what I was.
But they would be able to work with Willian, at least get some low level of performance out of him, and then the next transfer window they can just bend them off. They don't have to come in and say, "Oh yeah, f you, Ceballos," or "F you, yeah, you can go fuck off somewhere." They're not gonna have to. They're not gonna. Not all of them are gonna say that. Like, unless you're Hector Bellerin and you're just really crap at football, then they're not gonna say, "Oh yeah." They're gonna work with the player, and if it gets to a point where you can't get the best out of the player, then they're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna sell you." That's what Klopp did with all the players that he had. He had Skirtle, he had all these bang average players, and then he was like, "I'm gonna work with you a couple months, and if you don't improve, then that's it." Because I know your level, and your level is not good enough to what I'm trying to achieve. So the coach needs to come in and say, "You know what? He needs to identify who's good enough and who isn't good enough."
If they want to do a rebuild or something, like they have to sell at least like 10 players next summer, like at least 5 players from this January, and another 5 or another like 7 or 8 we have to sell in the summer. So like total like 7, at least 12 players they have to sell in order to do a rebuild, or like to bring another quality players and make a different structure to the club. Because there are at least I can name 10 players who should be leaving this club right now. So like the squad is 27. At least like we can just keep at least 14 or 15 players. 14 players we'll keep, and 13 players should be binned out.
But is it going to be easy to move on, to move on the deadwood we have, guys? Is it going to be that easy to move on the deadwood?
It is easy if you can negotiate.
Yeah, but the wages are the problem, because like I remember like when Fabrizio tweeted, like when the deadline day 2 days before, like he mentioned like Kolasinac has to buy Leverkusen for 11 million. So we all thought, oh, finally he's going. But the thing is, like, their deal is broken down because maybe I think so it's because of his wages.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason. Like the wages are making this more problem. Okay, if you don't get the transfer fee, like it's okay, no issues. But the thing is, like the wages are the problem. That's the main reason. Like this year, like from Barcelona, when they were they were in this crisis, so they had to sell some players. They sold like for 1 million, for like 500k, like Vidal, Rakitic, they just sold for 1 million. So we can understand, because like they didn't wanted that money. They just wanted to get rid of the wages.
Wages.
And
I mean,
we are
I mean,
seeing a lot of-
if Arsenal wanted to get rid of wages, it was easier even in the summer. Terminate Socrates' contract, let him go to Napoli. Terminate Kolasinac's contract, let him go to Bayer Leverkusen, because that is. But it doesn't look like Arsenal is prepared to do that. It doesn't really, it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like that. But still, guys, January transfer window. Do we need a forward? Do we need a forward in January?
Yeah,
Because
Ben said, yeah, Edward.
No, actually, not a forward, because forward, you're talking about a winger, you're talking about all these other people, forwards like Grealish or something. But I'm talking about a goal getter, someone to help out Aubameyang. Do we need someone like that?
I would personally buy winger if we are selling Pepe or Willian, or like if we are getting rid of both. Like I don't want to get rid of Pepe. Like if a nice offer comes in like for 45 million, which I don't think is realistic, but if you get for 45 or 50 million, like I would sell him and bring in another top quality right winger, a winger, because we need a winger, because like the right side of our team is the most shambolic thing, because right side we are having this Willian and Bellerin. It's from the right side it's like full utter trash, because we are already working from the left, and whenever we are working left before, like it was working, now it's not working, because the other teams have found the tactic how to break this side of our team's left. So like we have to improve more on the right. So like if a nice offer comes in for Pepe, like I would sell him and bring another right winger and like even the right back. If Ainsley wants to play in midfield, so I don't have problem. I will bring in another right back.
Yeah, but still, I want a striker in. I want a striker in. Probably not in January. Someone would say, but I want a striker. I think it's going to reach a time when Aubameyang. It has already reached a time when Aubameyang cannot score alone for this football club. We need a striker. We need a good striker on very soon. What do you think, Gunatev?
I don't think we should look for a striker before until the summer. I think we should use Aubameyang, and if only Arteta would just give Balogun a chance. But there are other areas that needs addressing because creativity, it's more important right now to get creative players than a striker, in my opinion. Um, and also, we need a centre back because Gabriel Magalhaes cannot do it all by himself, and David Luiz is going to leave in the summer, so we need we need a defender as well. So I think those two areas are more important than strikers. But we should definitely look for a striker in the summer and
Like
let
someone like we don't need defenders, I think, because like we have plenty of defenders. We have to get rid of these defenders right now. And William Saliba, I think so. If he is going for loan, it's like for just for 6 months, so he can come back and he can play along with Gabriel.
agreed.
Yeah. So the last question we will be discussing, or we should discuss and leave, go to bed, is Balogun is on the shopping list of Liverpool. Can you imagine? Balogun is on the shopping list of Liverpool this January transfer window, and they want to get rid of Origi. They bring in Balogun. Probably Klopp could manage him and make him one of those good players, because we have seen him do it at Dortmund, and he has he's been successful. I mean, what's wrong with us now? Why can't we give Balogun a new contract, Nathan? What is hindering that contract?
I think it's for game time.
Because he probably doesn't see himself having a future at Arsenal because he had the momentum from that Europa League goal contribution. He scored and assisted, and we all expected him to at least be on the bench for the game prior to that to our last Europa League match. So the fact that he's not getting Premier League minutes, he must be considering his future because, in my opinion, he's better than Eddie. We want goals. Lacazette isn't scoring goals, and he had the momentum. So we expected to see some Premier League minutes, even by the post when he said soon with a picture from the train. So he clearly doesn't see himself having a future at Arsenal. So he has to look elsewhere. Remember that Sheffield wanted him in the summer, but when they couldn't get him, they went and bought Brian Brewster or got him on no whichever one. So I think he wants to leave and get more game time if a future at Arsenal is not assured.
But I mean, Nathan, can't we assure Balogun a future? Can't we if we have assured Edin Ketia a future? Can't we assure Balogun a future?
We should just get rid of Eddie and Nketiah and put faith in Balogun because he has more tools than he has more attributes to his game than Eddie. But one thing is that Balogun is young, but he also wants to know what the future is. And if you can't confirm that he's gonna have like a good future, then why would he want to resign? You know what I mean? So they have to make sure that they have a 5-year plan that is something that he can believe in.
Yeah, man. Guys, thanks for coming on. I mean, we're going to back Arteta in January, so we shall be here with the January vibes after Christmas. We shall be here discussing transfers on a daily basis. I hope you guys don't get frustrated of the rumors because they're gonna be so many flying in, and we are just going to get tired of them. By the way, I'm really happy we are not yet linked with so many players. We are linked with around 5-6 seriously, by this time, we should have been linked by 20 or 25 players. But it's good we have the stress is still little. I know the rumors are really going to come on, but thanks everybody for coming on, brothers. And
and one last thing, what's your thoughts on Danny Ceballos? I feel like I feel like if I was Arteta, I would just get rid of him because he's been so bad this season. He's been so bad. He's supposed to
remember when after the lockdown he was like superb. Actually, to be honest, I'm not joking. I wanted him to sign him on permanent deal because after that restart he was wait I am saying after that restart he has been excellent. He was very good after that lockdown, and then after that I think many of the fans wanted him back. So but the thing is now I don't want. Now I want to get rid of him and just bring if we can bring Guendouzi back, we can bring Guendouzi back.
I think look, when he plays, I see the quality. I see the quality in him, but I think he has been. I don't know what I should say. He's not performed to the standard. That's what I think. But he's a quality player, very, very quality. But how do you use him? If you have Thomas Partey and you have Danny Ceballos distributing that ball alongside Thomas Partey, I think it would work. And then you have a number 10 in front of him. I think it would work. But if they want to bring him in as Aouar, then again he's not going to work. But he's been so awful this season. So awful. So awful. Maybe it's gonna light up he lit up at the end of the season. But I don't see him as a player that's going to lift a club. He's not that kind of player that can lift a club because he does the basic passing, 1-2, 1-2 to the side. So he's basically any other player. When he's in a good squad, I think he's going to deliver to the to the expectation. But when he is in a poor squad, he's gonna be really, really, really affected, and he has been affected. One of those players that have been affected by our current form, and you're like, he's so bad. He's so bad. But as a player, he's talented. You can say there are no doubts about it. He's a talented player.
You want to know who he reminds me of?
Yeah,
he reminds me of Arteta when he used to play.
Especially at Everton.
Yeah, just a little Spanish, bang average midfielder. Average. Only gets 1 assist, 2 assists a season. You think he's that creative spark, but really he's just shit.
Yeah, but I remember when he won the Player of the Year, 2021, under 21, the Spain tournament. So and Real Madrid bought him. So when we got him, everyone was hyped him he would be next, blah 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 something. But he's total garbage, man. I don't know what to even say.
I think his style of play, he needs to be playing with Villarreal, Real Sociedad, those teams that always have their ball on the carpet.
Yeah, I think if he was in Liverpool, he would be a quality player. No doubt about that.
Yeah, teams that always have their ball on the carpet. You score chances of creating goals from the carpet. Everything you do, the ball is done. But in the Premier League, where you have sometimes the ball is on your head in the midfield, then it is in your chest. I know. I don't see him as that kind of player that can adopt that.
Yes, he's for example this Henderson. I don't know, the hype is. Yes, he is good, but I'm not saying he's very good, very good quality. Yeah, so he was only thing he's that good it's because he's in Liverpool. Imagine him in the Arsenal squad, he would be total garbage.
Yeah,
that's what.
He's just a good leader. He's an average footballer, but he's a good leader. And you want to know one thing? This is gonna be controversial. Obviously, I rate Aouar. Yeah, I think he's a good player. But what's the difference between Aouar and Ceballos? They're not number 10s.
Yeah, number 8. Yeah, that's what.
Get a couple assists a season if they're lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
And our hopes.
Yeah, okay, if he wants to buy Aouar, he has to buy a number 10 too, along with that, because or else just buying Aouar doesn't make any sense.
We should have got Aouar and Ceballos at the same time.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That is what I was telling you guys. That for me, that is the real backing. That's the real backing. Get Aouar, get Szoboszlai, then tell me that you're backing the manager. I am listening. I'm listening. But if you're getting Aouar only, no, I'm not listening. That's not backing. That is, pretending. You're smoke screening. Just, they're just trying to smoke screen. But anyway, Arsenal just never ends. We have had a couple of shows today. We shall have a couple of shows tomorrow, and even January. And I'm excited about January, by the way, just because I want to see how we do business when we relegation threatened. I don't know how it's gonna be, but I'm excited. I'm just excited to see.
Are you doing a watch along tomorrow or
watch along? I might do a watch along. I might do a watch along. Yeah.
Get ready for the stress, man. Get ready for the stress.
Yeah.
That is, man.
But
I'm gonna be pulling my hair out.
If I fail to do the watch along, then of course I'll come with the match reaction.
I think tomorrow in the AFTV they are going to explode with DT.
You need to get DT. Maybe he can throw his phone across the room.
Man, that time is for tomorrow. I don't know what he is going to break.
But
He will probably break Robbie.
let me ask you guys: is DT deluded?
He is deluded.
I'm not saying he's fully deluded. I'm not saying he's fully deluded because he has some of opinions which I would agree on him. But the thing is he is too much overconfidence that's making him look like stupid. When he said keep Ole Gunnar, keep Lampard, and we'll finish above them. Seriously, if you can finish above them if you have a quality team. You don't have a quality team, then how can he expect to finish above them? Yeah, some of his stupid tweets what he does. That's the reason that people are making hate on him.
Because
he is deluded because the reason he knows Arteta is not good enough, but you know why? Because he's scared of Lee Gunnar. DT is scared of Lee Gunnar because him and Lee Gunnar has been Arteta out since day one, and he knew from day one it wouldn't work out. But DT's been calling people rats. He's been calling people, if you don't back Arteta, you're a rat. Yeah, that's
is there any issue between both of them? I don't see much of them. When I see Lee Gunner's Instagram before, they used to have very good.
Yeah. By the way, big up Lee. I really love Lee. He's a real one. He's a real one.
I'm a mod on his channel, bro. I'm a mod on his channel.
Yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
You see fans like DT, because they sucked off Arteta so much, they know Arteta's not good enough, but they can't say it because then they look like flip flops. That's why I respect people like Troops.
By the way, Troops changed, man.
Troops just said it, man. He just said it how it is. He doesn't care if people call him flip flop. He said, "No, I'm not."
Yeah, and I saw DT was disappointed, but I loved it. The times when you feel like you just need change, and I really loved it from Trips. I remember I was watching that fan cam on AFTV, and he said, Robbie, I'm changing. He has to get out. If we turned our backs on Wenger, we can't fail to turn our backs on Arteta.
Man, you see the one who sold that Arteta shirts. Is he one or from the American people, from his gang?
DT. What about Ty? If you're saying DT,
Ty's just deluded. He's just deluded. you see, have you ever seen that picture of Ty when he was at Highbury, in 2004, and he has his hands in his head? He's like, have you ever seen that picture? It's like an old picture of him, bro. He said, "I don't look. We can get relegated. Yeah, we can be. Matter of fact, we can be in the National League playing in front of 2,000 people in the crowd. He's still saying Arteta in. He's so positive. It's actually crazy how positive he is.
Yeah, how positive he is. Yeah, I swear. Then another thing is Lee Judges. He is the flip flopping master. When we won the FA Cup, he was he's the real deal. He's the one. After that, when he started to lose, if the board has some ambition, they have to sack Arteta. What the fuck? At least put this.
What happened to backing your manager, bro? What happened?
I really love AFTV. I really, really do love them.
Big up Turkish.
Big up Turkish. I really love Turkish. Is another.
Big up Turkish. Yeah.
Big up Rams.
For me, I love them all. there are some outrageous thoughts from DT, but there are times when he speaks and you're like, yeah, he's getting a point. Like when he was speaking about Bellerin, you can't tell me that you're a professional footballer, you cannot take a throw. That is outrageous, man. That's really outrageous.
The last time I agreed on anything that DT said was Wenger out, and that was 2 years ago. Everything else he said, like I actually used to really, really like DT's opinions, but this whole Arteta out thing has really showed that he's just in it for the money. He's just in it like just to become a meme, like just throwing his phone across the room.
Because the thing is like he sucked him too much, so I can't blame him, to be honest. Because he sucked him too much, so that's the main reason. So I don't think anyone can blame him, to be honest. So like he has to put his like opinions on the line, or else it look him like a total mug.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, what do you think about White Yardy? You know White Yardy?
Weird.
Yeah, he wanted Wenger back.
Yeah, he said he wants Wenger back. White, the one that looks like BT but talks like Troops.
Yeah,
man.
But by the way, look, that guy who said that guy said that to have this mess, you'd rather bring back Wenger's interim.
For interim,
but
yeah, no, I don't want. But
anyway, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know what to say anymore. Bringing back Wenger's interim.
No, it's difficult.
It's not a stage where you want to regress to. It's not that exciting that you want to regress to.
Because Wenger's part of the reason why we're in this mess. I said it yesterday.
Yeah.
And then Nolan started flipping out. I say he's the part of the reason why we're in this mess. I don't want Wenger anywhere near this club, bro.
Yeah, true.
I know that sounds disrespectful, but bruv, I'm a part of the new generation. In the new generation, I didn't see any good football from Wenger. I mean, I did see good football, but I didn't come from the good era of Wenger. I came from the bad era of Wenger. So I gotta say how it
is. Yeah, true.
As Arsenal talk. I mean, I just can't believe that we have had 2 full weeks of negative talk about us.
The day we talk about something,
there are positive like Ty and do you know Eagle?
The last time we talked about something positive was Partey's performance against Manchester United.
Yeah. The day we have another positive talk will be the day that the world ends.
Good night, guys. Good night, guys.
Yeah, good night.
Big up.